And everyone, this is Chelsea. So she's from Wix. Let's give her a round of applause.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, Heinz, and everybody. That was really great that you guys got to tell me a little bit about yourselves, because I had no idea who I was going to be speaking with, but now I know that there's some startups, there's some people who have been working for very big companies, people who used to work for big companies, and so there's a big range in this room. And I think that some of you might find some of this a little like, well, I know that, and others might find this really helpful. And the first part of the presentation is going to be just to kind of get the juices flowing so that you understand best practices in e-commerce and things to think about that a lot of people, believe it or not, forget. The second part of the presentation, I'm actually going to show you Wix. And speaking of, for those of you who don't know Wix, and I think at this point there's nobody in this room who doesn't know Wix. Wix is a website design platform. It is free to use. If you don't want to use any of our premium services, it is 100% free. I am a community manager at the New York City Wix Lounge. A little bit about what I do and about the Wix Lounge. Me and my fellow community managers, we separate our responsibilities by verticals. So my vertical is to work with creatives. I work with artists, photographers, designers, musicians. So if anybody is falling into that category, come and speak to me because we can speak further. Some of my other colleagues work with not-for-profits and students and small businesses, and what we do is we plan events, foster partnerships, travel around the world, educating people on Wix and how to improve their online presence. That's a very important thing that everybody needs to understand. I'm not here to sell Wix. I'm never around to sell Wix, but Wix has learned over the years that while anybody can use its service, not everybody uses it well, and not everybody uses the internet well. And it's important for people to at least learn some basics in design and functionality and SEO and all these other services that Wix does provide. To get my presentation started, I am going to tell you a little bit about the Wix Lounge before anything else, though. Some of you might find this interesting. The Wix Lounge is the only public office for Wix in the world. And the reason it's public is because we have a free co-working space for those who have a Wix website and want someplace to work for free for 4 months. So it's flat out on our website, wixlounge.com, wixlounge.com, not wix.com. We'll go to wix.com after that. But wixlounge.com, you'll see co-working space, and you can apply. And as long as you have a Wix website and a clear business plan, this is going to be the most formal thing you've ever written in your life, but we'll meet you, we'll vet you, and then if we accept you, you can come and Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, work out of the Wix Lounge on your offline business and your online presence. Using Wix, of course. We provide happy hours and workshops and all sorts of fun things to do together within the community, but we also do things that are a little bit offline and fun and events. Some drinking involved, of course, but anyway. So if anybody has any questions about the Wix Lounge, please come speak to me. Even if you don't, if you aren't part of the Wix community, and even if you don't use Wix, every night at the Wix Lounge, Monday through Thursday, we do events. We can have panel discussions, art exhibitions. That's something I run on September 9th, big opening. That's a Friday. We do all sorts of things, and it's for everybody. All of our events are free. Everything that goes on at the Wix Lounge is free. That's something that our founders thought was very important, that if we're going to offer this free service, that everything we do is going to be free. We're not going to just surprise everybody by saying, oh, if you want to come and work with us, it's $50. It's not how we do things. So again, if anybody has any questions about the Wix Lounge, please come speak to me after that. Okay, and now I will get this going. Again, the beginning part of my presentation will be a very general best practices in using e-commerce, especially when it comes to using it online, as much as e-commerce is online. Brick and mortar, whether it be offline or online, these are just important things to live by. All right, this is me. If anybody wants to jot any of this down, I'm terrible at Twitter, but you can follow me anyway. And that's our hashtag Wix events. If anybody wants to use social media to shout us out. And that's my email. I'll bring up the slide after the fact, of course, but if anybody has any additional questions that they don't want to ask during the presentation, please feel free to email me. And that also brings up a good point. If anybody has any questions, feel free to just shout me down. This can be really informal that way. I'm happy to ask a question, especially if you don't want to wait until the end and it really pertains to what I'm talking about. You guys can't read that, can you? Okay.
A little bit.
That was, all right, well, my eyes aren't the best either, so I'll come up here. We're going to go over some brief Wix history. We're going to go over a lot of e-commerce trends. These are some things, and everything that I'm talking about in e-commerce trends can be offered through Wix. Wix stores examples, some beginning steps to beginning your online platform, and of course a Wix stores demo. So, and then we'll get into Q&A after the fact. And I can send this presentation to anybody afterwards, of course. Okay. So Wix was founded in Tel Aviv in 2006. Those are our founders. It has grown a lot since then. Right now, yeah, it's light again. So I'll just read through this, that's fine. We have 89 million users as of yesterday. So right now, Wix worldwide has 89 million users. We're available in 15 different languages. We have offices around the globe, and we have about 12,000 employees around the world, and we do Super Bowl commercials. So if anybody wasn't familiar with us, but you do watch the Super Bowl, you probably saw our commercials. We've had one in 2015, as well as 2016, and maybe possibly 2017. We're also sponsoring the Yankees now. That just happened, so that's really cool. For me, it's cool, at least. Okay, e-commerce trends. All right, so things to remember. Simple icons, always be out, lots of text. We are entering an age where emojis are just going to be the top thing to use. It's just the way that it is. And Wix offers tons of different icons that you can use. Instead of using the word home, you can put a house. These are very simple things that people like to do these days, especially if you're going to have a lot of text on your site for whatever reason that you wind up having it. Maybe your business needs that text there. Any place that you can see that text can be replaced with a symbol, use it. All right, big, beautiful visuals. All right, so people like this stuff. It makes them stay on your pages. It makes them understand your business. If you're selling shoes, make those visuals all about shoes. Don't make it so that you have to search the page to figure out what your product is. All right, now the one-pager. This is really popular, not just having to do with e-commerce and stores. This is really popular across the globe. People don't want to have to go page by page by page. If they can just use their thumb to scroll up and they can have everything down on one page, that's what makes people stay. So fixed header for the top stays so that you can keep your name on the top, and as you're scrolling, that name just stays there. A strip image, a big, giant, beautiful image that shows up just by moving your mouse down, better, and an anchor, so that on the top, if you click contact, it anchors right to your contact page. All right, and of course, the mobile version. If your mobile version doesn't work, your site really shouldn't be live at this point. I hate to say it, but it's kind of true. Your mobile version has to be perfect. And these are all examples from Wix sites, of course. We offer all of this. All right, so some sites to be jealous of. A couple of these people are friends of mine, so I just wanted to show them off a little bit. Bow tie behavior. This girl sells personalized bow ties, very handmade, upscale bow ties, and she used Wix stores. This is her front section, see it's very clear bow tie behavior. She has beautiful models wearing her bow ties, shop, about, gallery, press, contacts, and she has even that little symbol up there, that's your checkout symbol. And buy now, and when you click buy now, actually, this is just a screenshot, of course, but this is what her site looks like using Wix. All right, big, beautiful images, really clear. That was just me rolling over one of the images, but that's the quick view is what each one is what it looks like on a model. So that was what she decided to do. All right, Blue Dot Jewelry, same thing. I know these sites look very, very similar, but at the same time, they're so clear that it's really the best examples that you can use. All right. And again, big, beautiful images. And she worked with a specific photographer who does e-commerce, and we can talk about that after the fact. So if you have a product but you're not a photographer, I'm not a photographer, that's fine. That's not your trade. Hire someone who specifies in e-commerce. All right. First steps in building your e-commerce website. So audit your inventory. If your product's not ready yet and it's not there, you have to figure that out first. I don't think that I'm saying anything, I don't think I'm reinventing the wheel here. I think that you just have to figure out what your product is, how you want to sell it, who you're marketing to, etc. Plan your vision. What is the site going to look like? What is your product itself going to look like? What does your marketing plan in the long run look like? Refine your presentation. Hire a photographer, like I said. You can always tell who's done the photography on their own versus hired an actual professional to do it. Create an outline. Get yourself together. Create how you want to do things, who you want to do things, what your real structure is, and of course then build your website. So okay, where to begin when selling a product? These are important questions to ask yourself. This is not something to ask necessarily other people. What problem does my product solve? What makes my product stand out? Who's this product for? And what is my voice and tone? That last one is very, very specific and tailored towards each individual. If you don't have a tone, or you have a tone that's all over the place, tense. I am selling my product versus we are selling our product. These are very important things to think about when you have a site, because then it's all over the place. It looks sloppy. All right, structure your thoughts. Keep it simple. Don't overwhelm anybody with too much information. Like I said, any place that you can eliminate some text and replace it with a symbol, do it. Figure that out ahead of time. Write down all of your ideas and items and separate into 4 to 7 categories. That's also very important. If people see that there's 20 categories to look for, they're not going to know what to look for first. So figure out a way to condense that. All right? If you're a painter, but you do photography, you do sculpture, maybe there's a way to condense all of that into separate categories, but not too many. So I actually broke this out. So about shop can include necklaces, earrings, rings. Yep. Sorry,
Do you
question.
think replacing some of the worthless symbols would help or hurt?
That's a question that, to be honest, I don't know the correct answer as far as if it would help or it would hurt. All I know is that as far as a person for UX, when it comes to the actual design of your site and usability, that's helpful. What it does to be found on the internet at large, that's hard to say. I think that as long as you use SEO in a smart way beyond those symbols, that's where you would not run into trouble. But we can actually, I'm going to show you guys some of what Wix offers for SEO, because it's really important for everybody, if they don't know search engine optimization, to understand that this is a way that Google finds you. And if Google finds you, then everybody finds you. So that's my little simple take on SEO until I get into it. But like I said, to repeat myself, I think that as long as your SEO is smart throughout the rest of your site, then your symbols it shouldn't affect. So refine your presentation. I brought this up. Get your work ready. High quality photos and videos, detail shots. You always want a shot of the product and then a detail shot of the product. People don't want to buy things if they can't see exactly what it looks like. You want 2 shots of each product. Carefully written and edited copy. You actually have someone who edits some copy in the room, so this would be a perfect person to contact, I'm sure. Don'ts, getting too personal. Keeping it out of the office, telling instead of showing. Show, don't tell. Don't describe a product and not have a photograph of what's going on, or of someone using that product. Adding things for the sake of adding things. If you're not ready, you're not ready. It's okay. Millions of people out there have landing pages. Say, we're not ready yet. Find out more information here. Check us out on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. You'll get an up-to-date. These are all perfect things to say when you're just not ready yet. All right, so create an outline. Pro tip, less really is more. And this is the same thing that goes into the category when it comes to symbols versus actual words. Brief biography or about us, for sale inventory, contact information, and of course social media links. It's pretty important. That's of course a whole other topic to get into, but it's really important to always have your social media links out there. All right, so now I'm actually going to go over there because that's where the computer is for me to actually show you guys how to, what Wix looks like these days. Has anybody used Wix recently? Like, okay, a few people, yeah, of course. So we've actually changed a lot over the past few years when it comes to especially our e-commerce. And something important to know about Wix is that if you don't know, Wix offers much more than e-commerce. We have Wix Music. You're able to sell and distribute your own music online. We have Wix Photography, where we just launched a huge photography campaign. We partnered with Condé Nast, where if you're a photographer, you could possibly shoot the cover of them in a magazine, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of things going on. We have bookings, which the difference between our e-commerce or Wix stores and bookings is that bookings is services, e-commerce is products. So that's something very important to remember, to distinguish those two. Maybe you also are a consultant on the side. You don't want to use e-commerce for your consultant business. You want to use bookings. Bookings is time. E-commerce is products. So I'm going to go over here. Okay, so this is the back end for Wix these days, if you guys are not familiar, and if you can see my mouse, the hand, I'm going up to the add symbol, because that's me adding a new website. Now, Wix has tried to really specify this so that people don't get lost and just have no idea what's going on. So the first question it's going to say is, what kind of website do you want to create? But don't worry, you're not going to get pigeonholed here. This is just a question to get you going. So one of the categories we offer is online store. All right. Okay, so the first page it's going to really take you to is our templates page. All right? Now, Wix offers hundreds of templates for not just e-commerce, for anything. If you sell shoes, but you find that you really like one of our templates for a plumber, use it. Everything can be deleted. Everything is customizable. Everything can be made to whatever you want on your own. All right, so in order to do that, you just scroll over each one and you see it says edit or view. Viewing just means that you're seeing the functionality of the site, what the site looks like online. Editing is going straight into the editor. I don't want to confuse anyone with anything, how this looks, so I'm going to go to blank templates. Oh, sorry. And I'm going to go to the start from scratch, edit. And this takes me right into the editor. And there's a few things that I'm going to show you before I even get into Wix stores that I think is important for everybody to understand about Wix. So what we're looking at, this home page, all right? Up here on the top is your pages. That's where you add however many pages you want. Here right on the bottom, all right? This is kind of your master key. So you go into background. For background design, you can choose either color or image or video. Another important thing to understand about Wix, when I said it's completely customizable, if I press color, and this color doesn't just mean the color for here for our background, it means color for everything, for font, for boxes, etc. See how I scroll over each one and that number on the bottom? I don't know if you guys can see for the ones sitting in the back, but you can put a Pantone number in. So if your business already exists and has existed for many, many years and you use a very specific orange, find that orange that your designer did that logo with and place it in, and then it's completely customized to your business already. We also have images. Wix offers thousands of free images, but of course you can upload your own. We also have a deal with big stock images where you can purchase an image for, I believe, $2.99 each image, so it's a one-time fee. That's just a little bit of it. And of course we have video backgrounds, which is really cool. So if, let's say you want to choose, I actually have a couple here that I can add. Click on this. Apologize. I'm not used to. Now I'm going to preview it, and that's my background. All right. Now that's our add symbol. That's where you're going to add everything. You're going to add boxes, you're going to have texts, images, galleries, social, music, etc. That's all there. You go down, this is our app market, and we have someone who's already on the app market. This is where we have all of our widgets, all of our third-party developers who have specialized applications that you can put on your website to improve your online presence. So there's all sorts of stuff there. I can't even get started with, how many things we offer, but there's Facebook like pop-ups, site search, there's specific applications for online stores. So if I click on this, it takes me to all of the applications. Sorry. Again, I'm not used to this. It takes me to all of the applications that I might want to use for an online store. All right, you guys can see all of that? Just want to make sure. All right, anybody have any questions about anything regarding the ad market? Yep.
Amazon?
Amazon?
Do you have any integration?
Let's see if we have any Amazon integration. I don't know if we do. No, we don't. That's not to say that we won't one day, soon. But again, this is what we have for right now. Online payments, buy it now, sell. We have everything that you could probably possibly need. This is not even Wix stores yet. This is just these applications, yeah?
What does McCaffrey do that your shopping cart doesn't already do? Like, what type of security happens already in the shopping cart?
When it comes to some of these third-party developers, they offer exactly what we're offering. It's just that if someone's already used to using that, we're happy to offer it as an option. So it's not necessary. It's not about competition for us. It's especially if I've never used McCaffrey. I really haven't. I'm being honest. But if you already have an account with them, or you enjoy that service, or for whatever reason you want to use them, if there's one little thing that it's offering that Wix Stores doesn't, we have that there, and you're able to use it.
Okay. I think a better question would be like what type of security you have already integrated in the shopping cart to make sure that purchases are secure throughout the process.
Our security, it's pretty like across the board for all of our security, with not just Wix Stores, Wix Music, Wix at large, etc. We take security very seriously, and I don't believe that we've had any sort of problem. That's usually not even something that ever gets asked to me, to be honest, because our security is pretty good. That's a pretty important thing. Yeah.
I'm assuming you're PCI compliant.
Again, don't know if we are or not. I could probably maybe ask somebody that, but yeah.
What are the things that most of the websites look for, like that use most? Like, what are the apps? Of these things that you're showing us, what gets used the most? Like, what do people look for the most? What's the greatest demand?
That is a good question. Our app market is really popular. I know that just recently, a lot of people like, I believe I don't know what it's called, like Google Click Amount or something. It's literally a number. It's a widget that you put on your website that shows visitors how many times people have visited your site. That's just an example of one that's become very popular.
Like a site counter.
It's a site counter, exactly. I think that's actually what it's called.
That's amazing.
We can include that on our site where you can see how many people have clicked. And I know that for fact because I think we just included it about a month or so ago, and last week we got an email saying that it's just exploding because that's how many people are using it. So I'm glad that you asked that question because that's that's at the top of my brain for our apps. But I mean, really, we have all sorts of things that a lot of bloggers like our social applications because you can put all of your social, for one of our social stream applications, that is, you can have Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, basically, I think as many as you want, all live on one page. So whenever one of them gets updated, the page itself gets updated. That's specifically for bloggers. They enjoy that because they're obviously using social media so much that they want people to see how active they are. But this is so that they don't have to go to 5 different places to see when their Twitter's updated, when their Instagram's updated. They just go to one page on their website and they can see how everything is being updated all at one time. Yep. Sorry, I can't hear.
Do you know how customizable the website is? Like if I'm using one of your themes and I wanted to change it, how customizable? Do I have access? I know some other platforms I can actually adjust the CSS. Can you do that?
Wix doesn't have CSS right now. We are working on that. When you say customizable, though, for the whole site, everything is customizable on Wix, pretty much. So, of all of those templates that I did show you, everything, you can choose a template if you want to choose a template. I don't recommend a lot of the time, especially if you're a designer, to go down the template rabbit hole, if you will. But if you do choose a template, that template, everything about it can be wiped and deleted. And you can start from scratch. Yeah.
Well, using your apps, can I do like my own personal app? Use those apps
You can't use your own personal app. If you want to talk to our app market about selling an app that you've developed or you've worked with, you can contact them, and there's a way to go into Wix and send an email saying I'd like to talk to you about this app, or this is an app, and send them websites, etc. And then that's another part of the Wix machine that, that I can't speak for, but that's how those conversations get started.
Is there somebody at the lounge for that?
No.
No.
I'm at the lounge. That's what you get. Okay? No. But we can, of course, work on this. Hey, look, we do the best that we can do. Maybe there's someone within my team that might know, oh, that's that app that you're talking about. They actually sent in an email to us that the conversation didn't work out for whatever reason. These things happen. Keep in mind, Wix is a pretty big company, and we have a lot of people working for us, so there's a lot going on. Anything else before I move on to Wix stores? Like a little code, maybe to add like a specific.
Not sure because I know sometimes some platforms you want to add something like.
I'll show that to you right now. What she's specifically asking for is to add your own code. I don't think that Wix offers enough space for you to do like a giant code, like design your own page. That's a whole other conversation. But here, I can actually show you that you can use some of your own coding. So if I go here to the add button, so I'm at the add button, and I'm going down to more. You guys see where I am? Everybody watching? See it says HTML code? You click on that, and you enter your code. That's used for very specific things, like if a developer designed a button for you or something, and you're just not ready to give that up, or it does a specific functionality, that's where you enter that. All right. These are little things that Wix has put in so that you don't have to be, so scared to just use everything that we offer. You can use some external things. We also offer, I don't know if you guys saw it, but We also offer things in the more section, like embed a site. So you can put a site within a site if it's a Band-Aid for the moment. Like if you're still working on your e-commerce, but you're not ready to fully go onto it, you want it to be ready, but you're using e-commerce from another platform, you can put that platform in here. Enter website address, and I'll just enter my, friend's blog. Okay, so now, preview, this site lives within the site. All functionality.
Can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
I don't want it to get so technical with the whole thing. Will Wix allow you to run, like, can you run inline code, like JavaScript and do that in this, or you can't?
You can't do that.
Okay,
No.
I don't want to.
You can't do that just yet. I mean, these are things that possibly are being developed that I'll find out about in a week. but yeah,
So
but
HTML basically, right?
yes,
Okay.
exactly. HTML and like I said, that other code which is HTML, that is
How much does
embedded.
it cost to use the platform?
Wix is 100% free. Actually, everything that I've offered, that I've shown to you guys regarding that add button up there is 100% free. If you want to use premium services like Wix stores or like some of our applications, then that's where the money comes in. Some of our applications are completely free, all right? And that's a pretty cool thing that we can offer. So the last hurrah that I'm going to show you guys is Wix stores. I can get to it, so go down here to Wix stores, create an online store, add to site, all right? Now this is going to take you step by step through the process, all right? So get started. Now this is what it looks like for everybody, all right? You see that all I clicked was add Wix stores, and this is what's going to show up. This is of course just, a template. This is our stock imagery, but it shows you how you can change everything, and it shows you how it's going to walk you through the process. And if anybody has any questions about this, just let me know. I'm just going to go through some of this so that you guys can see this is how you'll start your store. All right, so if you click on Manage Your Store, this is literally going to let you customize every part of it. It's going to let you add as many images as you want. It's going to let you deal with pricing. It's going to let you deal with shipping. It's going to help you. It's going to separate things by collections for you. So again, we talked about how not to leave things all over the place, but to put things in collections, categorize things, necklaces, earrings, etc. So if you click, let's say I'm a product, you click here. I can actually work this, that would be awesome. So this is where you're going to be able to upload everything and change everything. You can change the product info, you can change the order of things. You can work on color. Everybody see? Change the pricing, leave it on sale. Maybe you're working with a specific font. By the way, fonts, very good news. We've just added upload fonts. So if you're using a specific, very expensive font, you can now upload that font and use it throughout your website. All right, and you can do that here, of course. Yep.
Can you have subcategories and variations?
Subcategories, you mean subcategories for the site itself?
No, for the products.
For the product. Well, we have different categories and collections. So as you see, I'm in products. I'm in a very specific product. But if I go here to collections,
But you can't do another level down.
you mean a level?
It's not another level down. Say you're in home products
Mhm.
and you want in furniture and you want to look for a couch. That's a subcategory.
That I believe you can only do in collections right now. So it's just going to be a collection. So if you go into furniture, a collection within furniture would be couches, would be chairs. So that's where you would add. And you don't have to just have one Wix stores on your site. You can add a couple of stores so that you can have some of these subcategories if you want to.
Using the same
Using
domain name?
Using the same domain name, you can just add as many stores as you need to add.
How does that work on the website? I mean, how does that come together on the website?
It'll look the same on your back end. You'll just have to be careful who's purchasing from what store if that's how you want to separate things by sub-collections, as you were saying. But again, Wix offer, you can add as many collections as you want here. All right. And then you can get into orders and you upgrade to open your business. So that's when you work on how people pay and what the payment type is. And then of course there's promoting the store. So I don't have any coupons right now, but promoting the store basically is a way to shout out to your customers any new information about what you're offering. So very easy, you're able to upload all of your contacts, you can do it. I believe that you can do it through like a handful of different ways. You can upload directly from Yahoo, Google, you can just upload a CSV file. So there's a number of different ways that you can do it. And then of course there's your business setup, payments, shipping and tax, store settings. They're adding certain features right now as we speak, like return policy, like return things. So we're kind of going to be working with FedEx as far as like a way to have like a return label embedded on your site. So if people want to return things, that's pretty easy for them. Payments, credit cards. We're represented. We support 15 to 20 different languages right now. In I think 150 different countries. So if a payment type is more popular in one country than it is in another, it's fine. We try and offer to as many people what they're comfortable using. So, if anybody has any questions? Yep.
I thank you so much for
Sorry, I can't hear.
So, my name is Xavier. I have a question on perhaps any gentleman alluded to that possibly with Amazon, possibly Amazon or maybe something in China and
I scrolled a little bit through. And I know that there is one for China that we do work with. I didn't memorize it. And it's not just for e-commerce, by the way. For payments across the board, we'll try and integrate something for people in China to use. And if we don't have it there, then a little way of getting around it is back to that add symbol. You can add a button. You can take a screenshot or copy and paste the logo of whatever company and have it link to your page on that site. That's just a way to get around it, if we don't offer it. It's not the end of the world if we don't offer it on our site. There's ways to fake it. Like I said, make a button, have that button have the logo of the payment company that you use, make that button link to that page. Done. Yeah, you have the option. And you can of course write a ticket, that's what we call them. They're friendly suggestions to the mothership at Wix. If you have a friendly suggestion to say, listen, this is an up and coming payment system to use. I know a lot of people are using this. Can you please think about integrating this onto Wix stores or on Wix? And they'll get back to you and they'll say, thank you so much for suggesting that. We'll see what we can do. So, yes, there's ways to get around it. Yeah.
Well, certain things like analytics, like companies, like do analytics, can I embed them like in actual page or should I use an app?
We have Google Analytics for that as far as an app to use. I don't know if we have other analytics to use, but I know that Google Analytics is probably the number one that everybody wants to use. And that's the application. Again, you just go through and it walks you step by step through how to see your analytics.
So how about integration with service providers and stuff like that?
You mean like a way to have like info at and then
Like for instance, like a subscribe button, perhaps.
oh yeah, we have all those. Subscribe, join my mailing list. you name it, we got it as far as, email providers. Yep.
So can you send newsletters out from the platform itself?
Oh yeah, it's something called shout out. That's what we call it. It's basically a built-in newsletter. It's our newsletter. It's built in. Again, all you do is upload your contacts. There's a nice way that we help you design it. Basically, what happens is when you're done building your site and you publish, it's going to say, hey, do you want to use shout outs to shout out to your community that you've just published your site? And then it'll walk you through step-by-step the process of uploading your contacts, designing it, adding all of your links. You can add videos, you can add an RSVP count, and then when you send it out to all those people, you'll be able to check in the back end who's opened it, who's RSVP'd. All of that is all built in. That's Wix shoutouts. These are all different products that I'm naming. So Wix stores, of course, that's the bread and butter for this conversation. There's Wix Music, shoutouts, and these are all different product teams.
Does the product catalog support product variants like size and color? So you're selling an item at the top, multiple colors,
Yeah.
sizes.
Oh yeah.
It automatically creates separate.
You can just write, I think you have the option of, well, I can show you, but you definitely have the option of just using words to write black, red, green, etc. Or you can press color, and when you write the word green and press enter, a little green circle shows up.
It tracks it by, it creates separate SKUs of those.
I believe it will in the back end, of course, because then you have to, export to a list and say like, oh, how many people ordered green?
How are you planning to make money? How are you planning to make money from people buying those special apps? Or?
Well, first of all, Wix is free, but our Wix stores is one of our premium services that is not. I believe that right now it's $24 a month to use Wix stores. That doesn't just get you Wix stores, that gets you added benefits like tying in your own domain name for free. There's other things that come with this. Using some of these applications, some of these little widgets and applications cost money. Others are free. Wix makes money because we're on the freemium payment structure, where I think 1 out of every 3 people who use Wix do eventually upgrade to a premium status. So, while there's plenty of people out there that have gorgeous Wix sites that are completely free and they've never upgraded, there is a time where 1 out of 3 people will say, you know what, this will look better, or I want to use this application. Oh, it costs $4 a month. You know what, totally worth it. Oh, Wix store, I want to get myself organized. I don't want to just have an all over the place e-commerce situation. No, I want to use Wix stores because that'll make me actually look professional. Wix does not take any cut of what you sell, by the way. I don't know if that was a question that anybody had brewing in the back, but that is not something that Wix does. So anything that is sold on your Wix store platform, Wix doesn't make any money from that.
Does the emails that are captured with one of the widgets, can that be exported to like Facebook ads?
Oh, you mean does the Facebook ads take that?
Yeah,
and,
just so
like-
we can actually target the people who actually went to the website.
Well, you can export it, I believe, on your own. I don't know if there's a next step afterwards when you go to the back end. I don't think that there's a
Okay, so
feature.
we'll have like a prospective list. That
Oh
we
yeah,
can-
it'll keep that all on a list for you, and then you can export that list how you see fit.
I want to offer free shipping to customers who buy over $45.
Okay.
Right now, anyone who comes to my store can basically avail that for another rule to stop anyone below 45, not taking that code. Is there anywhere that automates this?
I'm
So
not.
when customers, who I just only bought $50 worth of product and they got the free delivery of this bill, but then I have to go back to the email, do this, it's only for $45, that kind of stuff.
I believe that there's really only an option of free shipping or not free shipping. We do have a discount code, so I don't think that there's a way that the system can say, oh, ding ding ding, this person spent over $45, so they don't have to do that. That is something that I can bring up to our e-commerce team. I think that that's a good point. But also, don't forget that at the end of the day, Wix is for small business entrepreneurs. This is not for Zappos. Zappos does their own thing and has the mothership doing their thing. But the idea is that you'll be on the back end, and then you'll be able to see, oh, this person spent X amount of money. I can contact them myself and say, congratulations, you've qualified for free shipping.
Right. If I have an existing product catalog and I want to import this into Wix, can I create a tool that receives that information? Or do I have to enter the products on Wix? So if I have like an Excel spreadsheet or CSV, if you're familiar, I upload that into the platform.
For contacts or
For
products?
products, yeah.
You have to do that one by one, because as you've seen on the platform, each one is very specific. There's no way of just, with Wix, if you're not using Wix to begin with, you have to start from scratch.
Oh, there's no way you can't find it anything. How about off of Wix? Same thing.
We can't get our product data off of Wix.
No. If it's on Wix, then you have to start from scratch. And that goes with any of our other competitors or any other website builders. No, you can. There is a way to do that. Not with Wix, you can't. You have to stay on Wix, and that's kind of
You use like
fair.
third-party application.
Oh, well, third-party applications, that's a whole other thing. Some of our third-party applications might actually have a button on there to say, do you want to export this into whatever, but they're third-party, they don't work for Wix. We just have them included in Wix. So, but no, we don't offer that. And that's not just for Wix stores, that's for all of our other. If you have a photo gallery in photo galleries, you can't just take that and put it onto WordPress. You have to start from scratch on WordPress. Sorry, did I go over? Yeah. Okay. All right. Can I just show them one more thing? You guys had talked about SEO before, and that's really important. All right, so I just want to show you guys one really important thing that we offer. When all is said and done, SEO is going to be your best friend because that's how you're obviously found. So I'm going to click out all of this. So I went up to the pages section. All right, now see these three dots that I'm hovered over? I'm going to click on it, and it says Page SEO. Now it's going to go step by step how to answer these questions. What's the page's title and search engine? So I'm just going to tell you my full name, Chelsea. Does everybody see? It's giving you a preview of what it's going to look like on Google. Everybody see that down there? So it's going to take you step by step through how to get your SEO up and running. Now, SEO is difficult. There is no perfect way to do SEO. It's the right keywords. It's the right way that Google reads your site. Google reads text. It reads text. Google doesn't read images.
When you choose a site title, the only option you have is lowercase words with dash. So if you say, in our case, for example, same day delivery, you have to choose dash between those three words. There's no way you can choose something else. Or you will develop something that will enable us to do more than that.
I'm not sure about that, honestly. Possibly there is another way that they're developing. I know that as far as text is concerned, like I had said before, we just figured out doing upload your own fonts. So what you can actually do with text and fonts, that's probably the next step. Yeah, so that's
But the title is always going to stay attached.
yeah. And I don't know if that's a Wix thing. It's not, I'm not saying that other people might offer it, but as far as SEO is concerned or how your site is found.
And also the URL of every page. Let's say you have a page that says delivery, a page that says storage.
Yeah.
In the URL, you cannot have clear / storage.
Oh, you mean it has like the hashtag and all that? They're getting rid of that as well. They're getting rid of that
How soon?
very soon. Actually, I think it's rolled out to 5% of our users right now. They do that. That's another thing that Wix does. I just want to say they won't. If a product is completely available at the beginning of it becoming completely available, they won't roll it out to all 90 million of the people who are using Wix because that will get insane, especially if people have questions for our call center. So they'll roll it out to a certain percentage at a time. But yes, that is very important. His question with Wix, specifically Wix sites, if you have your homepage is www.chelseatemkin.com, and then my shopping page is, then you click shopping and it looks www.chelseatemkin/ and then it'll have like hashtag, exclamation point, like it'll have other symbols there and it'll say shop, etc. It's not clean. It doesn't just say / shop. Wix is getting rid of that so that it will be clean.
For the SEO, is it Google index friendly?
Meaning will Google index your site? That is something that has nothing to do with Wix, that Google does that. If your site is getting tons of traffic, Google will index that for you. That's not a Wix thing.
Can you sell, for example, like digital books on this site?
A digital book, how do you mean? You mean like sell a digital book. I know that question's been asked before, and I know that there's ways to get around it. For instance, there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to add, as you saw with adding products, you can add as many photos as you want for a product. So if you're selling, let's say, a book that has, 400 pages, there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to, sell those individually, but no, I'm not completely sure if we can do that just yet.
Anything else?
Just if you do it with music, it's the same thing as downloading books.
Yeah, but I don't know if our download system has gone beyond downloading from anything but Wix Music. That's Wix Music, you can download WAV files and you can download MP3s, but then we're talking about downloading JPEGs, downloading things that I'm not sure, not only e-commerce, but some of our other products can't handle. I'm not sure yet.
Who are your competitors?
Probably our number one competitor, at least in New York City, is Squarespace. Squarespace is probably our number one competitor in New York City. I know that specifically for e-commerce, Shopify is also our big competitor. And WordPress, those are just to name a few, but Squarespace is probably the number one.
You mentioned services rather than products. Where is that found?
That's called Wix Bookings. Wix Bookings, and that's another application / product that you can use. Very easy if you go to the app market, and that's that little symbol right there. You type in bookings. Bookings is for services, time, e-commerce is products. Yeah.
So when you say services, people can sell services just by putting their phone number on a static website. Do you mean putting yourself on a dynamic site where you can purchase actually?
Yeah. You can purchase, I believe right now it's like you can be done by every half an hour, every hour, or even daily. So let's say if you're a massage therapist and and someone goes to your site to book 2 o'clock on Thursday, they go and book it, and you can do all the purchasing through there, and then have the email set up when it's confirmed. Congratulations, you're confirmed. This is where your appointment is. This is your receipt of payment, and that can all happen within bookings.
How do you go there?
You can go to the app market. So I'll just show you that really quickly. So again, app market. Booking. And it takes you to Wix Bookings. So you click on it, and it'll even show you like a demo video, features and pricing, reviews, so if anyone wants to ever see reviews, and that goes for all of our applications. And that goes for Wix stores, that goes for third-party developers, etc. And then if you decide, wow, I really like it, add it to your site, it's okay. And that's how it's going to take you through each one. Thank you, guys.